US in accounts in Jamaica. The fact that we're achieving 2.5% growth in our economy and that we're experiencing the lowest level of unemployment since independence. We also focused on the fact that having achieved such economic stability and foundation, that with the improvements in infrastructure that everyone who now visits Jamaica will attest to, the tremendous road network, the improvements in our airports. Today I left Jamaica and I didn't have to walk in the sun to go to the plane. I can come off the plane now and it rains and I won't get wet in Kingston. And of course, many of you would be aware of the situation in Montego Bay. The fact that we are using these achievements to secure further investment, further growth in our tourism sector, in industry and commerce.
Paulwell.
We believe that there is no time for us to change course. We have to maintain this course. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paulwell. The manifestos have not been distributed as yet, but the vision, the theme of the evening is our vision, so I'm sure they will incorporate other elements of the vision as the questions come forward. Mr. Chung.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Minister, commissioners, members of the press, persons here present, and those who struggle to be here, good evening. Today, I wish to speak about vision. A vision to my mind when I walk the floors of the university, centered on the future and not on things of the past. And so no way, if you already know where you have been, the vision that you seek is a vision that must include the future. I had said that for the Jamaica Labour Party, who has been in opposition for the last 18 years, that a vision for Jamaica is one simple word: change. Change, change, change. I had made a promise a couple of years ago to myself. And the things I speak to you about today have walked through my mind time and time and time again. And I share them with you. See, I do better on my feet speaking than I do sitting. But since I feel like the energy of the things that drive us as a nation, I think a lot of it has been taken for granted. I think a lot has been taken for granted. A vision would include what is called sustainable development. One cannot build a highway 2 and 3 and 4 times. The mothers and fathers who work on those projects last for 3 and 4 years. At the end of which time, there is no pension to look forward to, so you must move on to something else. I, Karl Chung, say to you today that all those things must change. There is no reason in my mind, having read and believe me, I owed it to my Jamaica and my Jamaican people to read and to read and to read and to read even more. To the extent that...
Please wrap up, Mr. Chung.
I don't understand why the poverty, the abject poverty that exists in my country should ever exist. It can be gotten rid of. It can. Others have done it. Damn it, we can do it too.
Thank you, Mr. Chung. We're going to move to our learning panel now. As I introduced those of you who just came in, Xavier Murphy, Jamaicans.com, Alva James Johnson, Sun Sentinel, Abdul Muxin from 99 Jams, and Honorable Winston Barnes, Commissioner with WAVS 1170. Did Commissioner or Salesman come back in? Still roaming. Alva, if you could, proceed with your first question. We're going to take some questions from the media, and if any other members in the media that would like to ask a question, we'll have your speaking, you can just raise your hand and I'll address you. Go ahead, Alva.
I cover the growing Caribbean population in South Florida, and of course, Jamaica being a very large portion of that population. And I spoke to a woman today who was concerned about going to Jamaica now because of the coming election, because she fears that violence will erupt. Can you tell me what both parties are doing to assure that she has no reason to be fearful?
Can I go first?
Go ahead, Mr. Paul.
Well, I can say for the People's National Party that our leader has made it quite clear that she is not prepared to be elected on the basis of intolerance, on the basis of people killing each other and maiming each other. That at all our meetings we've emphasized this. We have put in place a committee to deal with it. We have been working very closely with the Ombudsman and the police, and so far I think we've been able to contain what could have gotten out of hand. I believe that we have to continue, and one way of your helping us is to come and be present and to call to book those politicians who are engaged or encouraging violence.
Mr. Chung, any response to that question directly, or you want to pass?
The position of the Jamaica Labour Party on that, believe me, I'm really up to date on quite a number of things. The position is that the life of every Jamaican means a lot to the entire country. It means a lot to the people. It means a future of something, some contribution. And so we support you, Mr. Minister, in that respect. And the Jamaica Labour Party has asked the supporters, our supporters, not to get themselves involved in violence. As difficult as that is, because at the time of election, there's a euphoria that takes over the inner sides of the emotions of us as humans in Jamaica. And it makes it a little difficult, but...
And we're having it at festival time.
I didn't hear that.
And we're having it at festival time.
Certainly, even more so. But we must never lose sight of the fact that even though the minister represents the People's National Party and I represent the Jamaica Labour Party, we must never as a nation lose sight of the fact that we are one country.
Absolutely.
We are one people.
Well, the editorial in the Gleaner today said, can we conduct an election without fear of anything? Fear of anything, and it's really a joy to see you here, for Jamaicans to be in an environment where we can talk about politics and talk about issues, as the editorial said today. I'll go to Mr. Murphy. Maybe you can give us a question from the chat room, or one of our questions that someone emailed to Jamaicans.com. Xavier?
Okay, the first question is from a gentleman in New York. He sent it by YouTube. I'll play it.
YouTube?
Try this again.
Streaming live here, Myanmar.
Yes, here we go. All right.
1 second there.
Good evening, everybody. What I go on to my Jamaican crowd out there. Thank you for the opportunity you've given me to pose this question to the JLP and the PNP. My question is, what are the benefits you believe that your opponent can bring to the table to help move our beautiful island forward? Thank you very much, and good luck to both candidates, or both parties. Or what do we even say in Jamaica? Honestly, I don't know.
Mr. Chung, you can go for your opponent. What do they bring to the table, as the gentleman said, from New York?
We bring to the table a renewed country. We bring to the table areas that have been dormant. We bring to the table industry in time.